We're still held back with the cultural beliefs that we have. Yes, despite being educated, yes, we are educated. So as a leader, it also taught me to adjust, to sometimes fit onto what...
You don't like stuff as a kid?
No.
I think I need to tell Mr. Mobeto about it. Most embarrassing moments in med school?
Yeah, it's when your patient...
If your friends had to describe you in one word, what would the word be?
Best player of Yanga all time.
Hey everyone, welcome to the TAMSA KCMC podcast, episode 2. I'm Ali.
And I am Hassan, and this is going to be one of our powerful podcasts.
So today we have a very esteemed guest. Her name is Irene Maswi. Please introduce yourself, Irene.
My name is Irene Maswi. I'm a final year medical student.
Okay, so today we're going to be talking about something that affects more than half of the world's population, which is menstruation, periods, however you want to call it. And we're going to discuss this with Irene. So, as we know, this is something that is a taboo, even though so many people go through it. And what do you have to say about that? Why is it that it's something people like to sweep under the rug?
Okay, it's basically a taboo because it's covered with many cultural beliefs, with some believing that menstruation is a situation that makes someone impure or unhygienic or dirty, so it makes ladies fail to perform their duties that they're supposed to perform, with some believing that them going to farming harms the crops, them cooking spoils the food, or then doing certain stuffs in the community is going to spoil, or it's going to cause curse maybe in the thing that they're doing. Yeah, so that's the thing.
We definitely have to do something about this.
TAMSA, IFMSA, students, people of the world. Okay, so
by the way, I did not quite get the introduction of my beloved rock star idol. She just said she's an MD5, but that's not all about you.
Very humble.
Very humble. Let
us press her to tell us
what
more.
Some more. We have to press some nerves. So please tell us more about you.
Yeah, so currently I'm serving as the Members Engagement Development Assistant for IFMSA Africa.
That's really good, and that's a really high post. But also she is the ex-TAMSA National President.
So, let's move on to some icebreakers, some questions. So we get to know you better, and our guests do too. So, let's begin. Simba or Yanga?
Yanga.
Then she was enjoying yesterday's Simba's.
Yes. Yanga all the way.
Most embarrassing moments in med school?
Yeah, it's when your patient tells you, when your patient tells another history in front of the doctor. Like she told you, I have a headache, and the doctor comes and she's like, I also have an abdominal pain, in which you asked her when you're doing other systems to say no. So yeah, that's so embarrassing. You look like you have a awesome.
Well, we are soon to find out about that.
Hopefully not.
We don't get that in our clinical years.
Yes.
It looks like I have something to pray for during the next Ramadan.
Okay,
sure.
Let's tea or coffee while cramming?
Tea.
If we get kicked out of this cafe, guys,
I'll just say I don't know how.
You just know it's because of Irene.
I want to enjoy my dalgona.
And I'll say I'm here because of you guys.
Smart move.
Okay.
Leadership is finish the influence. Okay, that's a nice word.
If your friends had to describe you in one word, what would the word be?
Levina will describe me as relentless.
Relentless. I feel like
that's a bold one.
Yes.
Okay. So we are done by our icebreaker. So we will want to know more about your journey. So you have been leading quite like a long time ago. So how did it start with you? Like, how was your journey with your leadership and all?
Okay. So it started as I was mentioning in the second year. when the president of that time, the current president at that time was Yusuf Zumbi. who is a doctor right now. So he asked me to run with him for president in the student element. He was the president, and I was supposed to run as the vice president. So unfortunately, yeah, he was the president. He was going to repeat the year. So yeah, he was not allowed in the constitution. So it was a no.
He was making history. He wanted to actually make history.
Yeah, and I'm glad he was making history with me.
Until he didn't.
Exactly. Then after that, after that, my friend Levina contested for general secretary for TAMSA.
Okay.
Then she got the position, so she was in a position to appoint the standing committee leaders.
Yeah.
In the chapter. So she suggested my name, and I was appointed as the local officer for research exchange and for professional exchange. So during that journey, 4 months later, we had a national general ceremony that was in Bagamoyo. I contested to be the national officer for research exchange. I had that vision, guys. I wrote in my action plan that I was going to start a research club and everything like that.
Which you did, I think, didn't you?
Yeah.
I planned to start it. In all universities, that it should be there in all universities.
KCMC.
Yes. So then, yeah, I did it. So I didn't win, but luckily the president, who is also a doctor right now, the Tanzania President, appointed me to be the national officer for professional exchange. So always God has a purpose. So I was there. I got a chance to go to Estonia. I got other doors open. And then I got to be appointed to be the chairperson of the organizing committee for the GA that was coming in Moshi. Then after that, and I think you should ask some Kenyans if they have ever had a nice GA compared to the one in Moshi.
I would be in a position to comment. Ila, I only attended the one in Mwanza. That was
Okay.
really good.
But
That one was really good.
in Moshi, it was if you rate Mwanza 8, Moshi is 8.
18.
Oh, come on. We have
10
to.
over 10 is
To be honest, that's his first GA. The Mwanza one was his first GA.
yeah.
He wasn't there for attending the Moshi one. And also, that's the only GA which she organized. So,
She was there in Mwanza.
But in Mwanza, I was president.
She was there in Mwanza.
Yeah. Yeah. So then after that, I contested for president, in which, I got. Then after that, I went for the members engagement development assistant. And yes, in which I also got. Yeah.
that's what
Which
I
is
call,
IFMSA, by the way.
Yeah.
that's what I'll call rising the ranks.
Yes. Climbing the ladder.
Yeah.
Okay. So, being a leader for quite some time, you've interacted with a lot of people, different types of people. What has leadership taught you about people?
And most importantly,
What is
about
one-
yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So about people, I think it has taught me that like you do not have, you have expectations that these are the people I'm going to meet. That when you're a leader at that time, that's when you discover that, yes, they're different people and they have different ways on how they work. They have different ways on how they think that they're going to achieve. You might have your own speed, but their speed may not be your speed. So as a leader, it also taught me to adjust, to sometimes fit onto what the people I am leading, onto what the people that I am leading want, or how they want us to move in order to achieve the same goal. Because we want to achieve the same goal, but how do they react to achieving that goal, or how are they going to adapt to achieve that goal? So you as a leader, as opposed to fix yourself, be flexible, be adaptable so that you can work with the people that you have, because yes, people are diverse and they have different needs, different perceptions or perspectives on how they do things, or now, so there are a lot of things. So as a leader, you're supposed to be able to manage that, and it comes. It comes with time.
People are unique in their own way.
Yes, exactly.
I feel like,
that's the best part of everyone being unique.
I feel like she's holding back a little bit, but okay. For the sake of what do you call it? Diplomacy. We'll let this go. We'll let this go. She has quite a few steps to climb up, I feel.
Amen to that.
Amen to that. So let's dive a little bit deeper into the topic of today, which is menstrual health. So we talked about how menstrual health is still seen as a taboo, the reasons, and society in general, why does it view it as such a thing. But let's dive a little bit deeper. So
like for instance, we had stories like girls who may be in boardings or in schools or whatever, they lack sanitary pads and whatever, or being shamed. So can you tell us an experience which you have experienced it by your own, you've seen it in schools or maybe in an outreach or wherever, from your own personal experience?
Okay, I think it's evident to all of us. If you have a female friend, has she ever told you that she from her periods? Yeah, same applies to ourselves. Only a few of the people or few of your female friends are comfortable even sharing it with their fellow female friend. So they're not even comfortable sharing it with a male friend. That shows that even the stigma that still exists, we're still held back with the cultural beliefs that we have. Yes, despite being educated, yes, we are educated. We're being told that menstruation is a good thing and everything. It's normal part of your biological process, so everything it's normal and it's good and everything. But still, we still have the cultural beliefs that we have ever heard of them before, or we have ever experienced them before, and they still hold us back from being free with matters of menstruation, either speaking about it or experiencing it. So people are still not comfortable on sharing their menstrual information. Sometimes even people feel, I don't think you have seen maybe people buying their menstrual pads in public. They want them to be covered. Yes, exactly. People are not comfortable yet, and we're in the 21st century and Gen Z, what so forth. But yes, no, in menstruation, they're still lagging behind.
So, definitely. Now, we spoke about this. Now, what do you think we can do as medical students, medical professionals, to help, combat this stigma and hopefully put an end to it?
Yeah. So first is education, awareness. Just like in the beginning, I said that most societies still have beliefs that menstruation is a bad thing, and what you need to do is to help the societies to understand that menstruation is a normal biological process in which a woman undergoes, and it's okay to have it. Not only the societies, but also the ladies themselves should understand that, because there are people who still think that menstruation is bad and everything. So I believe that there should be education to improve awareness to the societies, but also to the girls themselves to understand that this is okay. They should be comfortable to get help when they don't have pads. They should just go to the matrons and tell them they're facing maybe pain during menstruation. They should seek help. They shouldn't be quiet and just maybe don't come to school because of menstruation and stay at home. Because if you don't come to school 5 days this month, 5 days next month, you can count for 12 months. That is 60, right?
Yeah.
60 days. That's 2 months. Missing school in 2 months. That's a lot. So it may lead to dropouts. So I think, education is important, but also improving access to sanitary pads to the students or to the communities, because some people still use mattresses as part of them. As sanitary pad, they use a mattress. Some use handkerchiefs. Some use stuff. So they might use that stuff. For example, handkerchiefs. That is very, very common. Handkerchiefs. Even when you clerk in the hospitals, you can ask, what do you use? I don't use pads. I use a handkerchief. So handkerchiefs sometimes are not hygienic. do they really watch them? Yeah, do they really watch them and try them to ensure that they don't get infection? So some people just think that, but also they get infection from that. So there should be education also on how to dispose the pads, but also how to wash the reusable pads, and also you can improve the accessibility because some people cannot afford pads, are expensive. So imagine for someone who cannot afford, it's not easy. So you can, if you can coordinate with other sponsors and other people who are interested in this topic and improve accessibility, that would be nice. So yeah, I can suggest on those.
Okay, so moving on quickly, since we're in a bit of a crunch of time,
Yeah.
let's see.
So-
Gen Z having a short attention span and stuff. we have to keep these,
Yeah.
Yeah.
real worthy. Within 30 seconds, people
But
need
yeah,
information.
I mean, whatever she said, it's actually really true. Like, because even last year there was an RHFD of Rotaract, and there was a part where I was assigned as well about reproductive health and things. Like, very few women came in that section, very few, and all those very few who came, they went to the other girls. They didn't even come to me. I was just sitting there till I was like, let me just go and do something else in the RHFD apart from that. So yeah, it's kind of, they like, this is actually something which we should actually consider to talk about it and everything. It's just a process like other normal processes. It's like how people breathe, like how people reproduce, how people
Sweat.
yeah. Looks like we're thinking about it very much.
No, I did not mean it. Anyways, let's move on.
Okay, so during your leadership or your journey, was there like a time where you felt like stigmatized because you are a woman or whatever, or you felt like you were pulled back but you had to like push yourself so as to rise and everything?
I don't think that someone made me feel that, but maybe I had that feeling in my head because it is created in your head that, oh, you're a woman, you cannot make it, or you cannot do it, or what so forth. That is already created by the communities we live in, by the parents that we have, and everyone, like, a woman is supposed to do this and this and this. And if you rise up and become a leader, you look like, oh, she wants to be bossy, she's a feminist or something of that sort. Yeah. So I think it's, for me, I think maybe having it in my brain, like, oh, they'll look at me and they'll be like, oh, I'm a woman and everything. But what do? It's just I ignore that part because they don't see that. They see my potential. And also, to any woman, they don't see that you're a woman. They see your potential. They see what you're doing. So that's what matters. So to me, I think it was only having it in your brain. I'm not sure if someone made this. Perceived me as that, and I'm sorry I didn't see that.
Actions speak louder than words.
Yes.
Yeah.
Definitely. Which is why we should go to the gym instead of talking about it.
It looks like someone is talking about healthy.
So if you could go back to, say, first year, what advice would you give yourself as a first year medical student? Maybe someone, when you come to med school and you meet all these new people and you discover other hobbies, maybe you're a bit scared about going into leadership positions. What would you advise people, especially girls?
I don't know. I feel like I wish I was encouraged more to participate in leadership, in issues that help me practice what I'm studying. Because you involving yourself in campaigns and outreaches and leadership is practicing what you're studying. Because I am studying a certain disease. We talk about prevention. But where do you get the time to practice what you have been taught? You've been told one way of preventing STDs is maybe living a healthy lifestyle, maybe by working out or by doing this and this, by eating well. Then where do you get the time to practice what you know? You get the time by doing outreaches. So when you do outreaches, you tell people you're supposed to live a healthy lifestyle and everything and so forth. So I believe if I was in first year, I wish someone pushed me, like, you should go and do something instead of staying here in class only. It's because I had the time. I I had the time and I was busy celebrating people's birthdays.
Time is money.
Yes.
MD1s.
Yes, they should.
Let them enjoy anatomy. Besides, they have to do
They
biochemistry
should
now.
enjoy anatomy and also other extracurricular activities that are productive instead of doing birthday parties.
True. Birthday parties are a bit productive.
Yes, a bit.
Okay. Let's move on to the next segment.
So you have been in national level and also international level right now, which is a very good thing. So what's the difference like being a leader in medicine, like how you are, than being like a top student? Like what's the difference? Like how do you like hold it?
Hold it.
More like
What's the difference?
yeah.
So I think what he's trying to say is you can work hard and be a top student, right?
Yeah.
Like you can study and you can have group discussions, but leadership is a whole other ballpark.
Mhm.
Like, so how is it different from, you see, you can be a top student, but you can be scared to be a leader, or you can be a good leader but not a top student. So how do you walk the middle lane?
Okay. You want to be a top student and a leader in medicine?
Or maybe
Okay.
one over the other.
Okay. So for me, I think both of them are important. It's important to be a top student. It's important to be a leader in medicine because both of them have their different experiences. So it really depends on who do you want to be at the end. It doesn't mean if you want to be a physician, you shouldn't be a leader in medicine. No, it doesn't. But who do you want to be as a physician? Do you want to just be a physician with knowledge in internal medicine, having it and just practicing it and not telling your patients, not understanding the statistics of the disease that you have, and not telling your patients on how to live a good life to prevent them from having a certain disease that they're having, because most diseases are preventable. So if you want to be, it's not only being a leader in medicine, but also it's just involving yourself in extracurricular activities in medicine. So involving yourself in campaigns, in outreaches, and that and so forth, it also gives you a different experience that you get from medicine. So both of them are important. And it's also important to be a top student and a leader in medicine. Understand that is perfect. Yes.
Perfection.
Yeah.
This is the best of both worlds.
The best of the best. Yeah. But all of them have the same all of them are important. Nothing is.
A student without a SAP and a leader with a post.
Yeah. All of them.
Setting the bar low.
Exactly. By the way, if you're a leader in medicine, you should also, if you're a leader, as I said, leadership is influence. You influence others.
True.
So imagine you're not doing well in class.
Looks like she had to work a lot about her role model.
So you should be a leader.
See,
You should also do good in studies.
I'm glad
Even
that-
if you don't make it to the top,
Mm,
but you should be good.
I'm glad.
Because what next? What next? Okay, you're a leader, a very good leader. Then you finished your
Thank you.
M5. And then, yeah.
I'm glad my role model, she was an ex-president of TAMSA National.
He started
She's now
with
in
the
IFMSA.
scores.
Yeah, started with the scores. She also got rejected once, and then she won it back. She is a founder of KCMC
Twice.
twice.
Yeah, rejected twice.
Yeah, rejected twice. In love as well, huh?
No! Vice President! And
Oh my God.
I missed the election in the legislature.
Okay. But she's also in MD5,
Okay.
and she's struggling, I know, because MD5 is a bit tough, especially when you have residents who are ruthless.
You might want to lay easy on the residents, okay? They might not have changed till we get there.
Yeah,
okay.
exactly.
Keep it down. Okay. So, one last question about women in leadership, right? So, we see that many women hesitate to lead. Like, even if you look at the what do you call it, the CUSO charts and stuff, you see that the female to male ratio is quite, there's quite a difference. So what is it apart from, say, this stigma? Maybe there's something else holding women back, why they hesitate to lead.
No, I think the lack of motivation from the first place. You know, where you come from also determines who you are or what you're going to be. I can also say, during my leadership journey and everything that I've been doing in terms, and I'm going to say, if I didn't have supportive parents, obviously, I wouldn't do the things I want to do or do the things that I wish to do. They have to support you, even if not financially or anyway, they'll have to support you in ideas, they'll have to support you in, yes, this is good, together with the studies and everything, like, okay, you'll make it and everything and so forth. Yeah. So I think it's also lack of motivation from the first place on America. But as boys, I feel like boys, even when they're still young, they say, oh, you're supposed to be a champion, you're supposed to be a hero and so forth and everything. So they always believe like, yes, we're the ones and everything. But for us, yeah, it's different. So I think the lack of motivation from the first place and the stigma you just talked about. Yeah. Like we are past that.
Yeah.
Yeah. As girls, we should move on.
Yeah, that's actually a very good thing what you said. Because yeah, sometimes like if you like tell your parent, especially when you're a woman, when you're a female or woman, you like you went there to study, so you should just study. Why are you getting in leadership and all? What is gonna help you? You are get there to be a doctor and everything. And I'm really glad that you kept the bars higher. So that like people should look at you like if Irene could, then why can't I?
Yeah.
True, very true. So let's move on to the more fun parts of the segments that we have.
Yep.
So we're gonna have a little bit of a menstrual hygiene quiz, and it's short. I mean, I think it's 5 questions, but we'll add some more as we go.
Yep.
Okay, so let's begin. Don't be nervous, right?
And
it's not like we're gonna judge you.
Okay.
We just need like it's a 1-1 answer. So whatever we ask you,
True or false?
like 1-1.
Most of them, no,
Not true or
not
false. It will tell if it's true or false, but you have even to answer like in 1-1. So you need to be precise
and quick.
Perfection and quick.
Just put the pressure on.
Yep. Put the pressure.
Okay.
So okay.
True or false? You can't exercise during your period.
You can't.
Yes.
False.
Okay. False.
Average menstrual cycle?
28.
28 what?
28 what?
35 days.
Okay, very well. Okay. What is dysmenorrhea?
Painful menses.
Okay.
Ouch. One thing you'll put in every girl's school bag?
Menstruation pads.
Okay.
What if they're 6 years old?
Let's please cut that out.
Okay. A lunchbox.
Candy. Candy.
A lunchbox.
No, everyone gets a... Okay, fair.
Okay.
Different parents, you see.
Yeah, different
parents. She put school lunches.
Some people put
I put candies.
No.
defense.
We're talking about menstruation. What do you expect me to answer?
Yes, Hassan. Why did you have to go to a 6-year-old?
Exactly.
Because she doesn't have periods. So why are you keeping a menstrual pad on her?
So she said lunchbox, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Lunchbox.
That everybody needs.
Yeah.
I'll even keep for my MD5 daughter if I have.
Yes.
Just kidding.
No, she'll need it.
Yeah, I'll give her money for that.
Yeah.
She can go drink coffee.
You're gonna subject your children to the same things you've been subjected to.
Yeah, that's the fun thing about it.
No, it's not.
Yeah. You're educated.
No, I'm not like I will do the fun parts.
You're aware of the situation in medicine. How would you do that?
I will actually tell her not to be a doctor if she doesn't want to. I won't force her to be a doctor like other parents do. I won't actually
I
force
feel
her.
like that's personal experience.
Yeah, if she actually wants to do business, I'll be like, yeah, that's a very good thing.
Okay, I think we're discouraging people from becoming doctors at this point.
Yeah.
Okay. Best snack on your period? 3, 2.
Chocolate.
Choose a brand.
Mm.
Going with the classics.
Okay. Should we add more questions?
I think we should.
We should.
Yeah. Let's, get put the cherry on the black first. Yeah.
Best player of young all time.
Aziski.
Looks like someone's wanna take her.
What is the full form of F1? We got her, guys. We got her.
Formula 1.
Okay, next question. Let's go. So
Okay.
she's diverse, not that diverse.
Yeah.
But I got something I need to tell her, Mr. Mobeto, about it.
Uh-huh.
She wants to steal her husband.
No.
You don't like Seth Aziziki?
You said I am the player that I know.
All time, okay. Never mind.
Okay.
Okay. Best, the football team which has a lot of UEFA Champions League titles. She's still national. She's still younger. Yes.
I'm still young. In football, I'm still younger. Even younger.
Okay.
Even if it's
Yanga
played-
has the most UEFA champions, according to her.
According to her, okay.
Yeah, younger.
She's so clean. That's for the world. That's for Europe.
I know. For me, it's younger. I don't know.
Then at least you say AFCON or CAF.
The Lulu is the Solulu.
I don't know.
You should be proud of it. They might win FIFA Club World Cup. CAF is the one which Yanga will play.
Okay.
It's like the African one. And then UEFA is for Europeans.
I know.
Yeah.
Okay, what is the ocean that borders Tanzania? What's the name?
Indian.
Are you sure?
Indian Ocean, yes.
Are you sure?
Pakistan.
Very sure.
Okay, she's very sure.
She's very sure.
Geography is a check.
Okay.
Yeah.
Geography is a check.
Strongest bone in the body.
Female.
Femur. Strongest, not longest. Strongest.
Strongest
Which-
bone.
Yeah.
Bone.
Yeah.
Female.
No, that's muscle. Maseta is the strongest
Yeah,
muscle.
it-
That's what I was going to ask next. Anyways, that's
I tried to confuse her.
let's not let
Female, I know.
I wanted to
longest
confuse
bone
her.
is femur.
And also strongest. Because it holds your wings. Yeah.
You see? She's an
Well,
MD5.
then tibia as well. Yeah. Tibia. Without tibia, you can't put your weight anywhere.
I'm not sure.
But you're sure about femur.
I think.
You see, she's not.
Don't worry.
This
This
is
will be
what-
podcasted.
This is what
Her
has to
surgeons
do-
will see her.
This is
Oh
what.
my days.
This is
I'm
what.
entering to surgery department, so I
Yeah, your surgeons will see her. We'll actually
I haven't passed through surgery.
we'll show it to Evans and Heather.
Oh yeah, let's ask her this. What do you want to do after you finish your MD?
Internship.
You're like career pathwise.
Career path.
Oh,
We could even say
I won't
marriage.
say it here.
We could even say in marriage.
No.
Oh, you wanna get married?
After my MP5.
Yeah.
No.
Let's cut that part out. We are trying to find.
So
the
what kind of
exact
career? Career path.
I know, I won't tell you.
Okay, tell us this. Will you specialize or will you go away from clinical medicine?
Like more
I
like
won't tell that.
Why not?
Still discovering.
okay, she's
Okay.
still discovering.
Which side are you leaning?
Everything.
Internship. She's leaning in internship.
Okay. Okay. I guess she won't let us know that, but we're following her journey, so
We'll hypnotize.
we'll find out from her socials.
Yeah, we have a lot of
Thank you so
years.
much. That would be great. That would be helpful.
Maybe we'll ask Levina.
Oh, I
Definitely.
won't tell you.
Definitely not. we won't even tell her that you told us not to. We'll try to make our way.
Maneuver it, you know.
Maneuver it.
I will tell her after this.
Keep her here. Let me just call Levi.
Okay. Anyways. And we can't do that to her. Maybe, we might need her again next year.
Yeah.
Anyways, so time to wrap up this episode.
Thank you so much, Miss Irene Maswi, my role model.
Thank you.
And
Hassan.
yes, Hassan. I like that. And to share your story about your leadership journey and your advices and your honesty, your strength, and your contagious energy, which you've already contaminated me with your energy. I'm feeling now being a leader.
There is so much sugar going around. I'm feeling diabetic.
Exactly.
Anyway,
Forming on you.
so it was great having you on the show, Irene. We hope that when this episode goes out, a lot of girls can follow in your footsteps, your strength, your ability to, as she called herself, being relentless. So we look forward to seeing more of you on many other stages.
We should have friends like Levine as well.
Yeah, you should.
Yeah, she's actually really supportive to her.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much for listening to us, being here till the end. I just wanted to remind you all that periods deserve dignity, not shame. They're a natural process. And let's continue to follow in the footsteps of our great leaders, like Irene Maswi. Okay.
This is all from TAMSA KCMC podcast, and this is our season 2, episode 2, not season. So see you back again for season 3.
Season 3.
Have a good day.
Episode 3.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.